Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to this week's episode of Den of the Silver Fox. I'm your host, Cagney. Today we got joining us is D.
Hello.
And Andy.
What's up, guys?
And today we're going to be talking about anime. Alright, so first off, what was your first introduction to anime?
Me?
Yeah.
Alright, so my first introduction to anime, obviously, like, I've watched Dragon Ball Z a little bit growing up, but I'd say my first big introduction to anime was about 3 years ago. I was in California, and it was my roommate, Jose Cahat, shout out, and we were just bored in our barracks room, and he was like, dude, have you ever watched Naruto? I was like, no, I've heard of it, but like I've never watched Naruto. And I watched Pokemon and stuff like that, but I didn't really consider the anime. Same with like Avatar, I saw that, but I never really considered that anime. He's like, dude, check out Naruto, it's on Netflix. And that's how it started, and it just went crazier from there. So that's where I really dived into it.
My introduction to anime, I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, same thing as a kid, but it kicked off when I was 8 years old. Watching cartoons late at night with me, it was me and my brother, and we put on Toonami, and the first anime was Naruto, and ever since I was 8 years old, I played all the games, and I got really into it, and up until I was about 14, I expanded and I got past Naruto, and I really just explored more than just shonen anime after that.
See, I might be dating myself a little bit here, but the same kind of like what you were saying, like, I remember watching Toonami on Cartoon Network. Because back then, there wasn't a whole lot of, like, anime playing, like, we'll say the 90s.
It was also way better back then. The Cartoon Network was way better.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, that was when, like, Adult Swim first came out.
Yeah.
That was when, like, Toonami was just transitioning into that. And, like, Dragon Ball just had started coming on. Cowboy Bebop was coming on at, like, midnight, 12:30. Like, that's my introduction, but that's like the classics, though.
Yeah.
I remember Cowboy Bebop's always been my favorite. So, and then seeing that, with the American, like, dubbed version and all that stuff was much, to me, that kind of introduction. Like, I never watched anime before.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a mainstream thing back then.
Yeah.
You guys are kind of fortunate that way, it's everywhere now.
Yeah.
Everyone knows
I
anime.
think within the last, 5 years, it is like blown up.
I'd say like 10.
Yeah, the last decade, I would say it's definitely blown up to like crazy proportions, which is cool. I think more people can resonate with it and get into it, and I like it. But yeah, definitely as opposed to growing up, because like I remember watching Samurai Jack. I didn't consider that. I know I love it. I didn't consider that an anime at the time, but I loved watching shit like that.
I think that's kind of like one of those transitioning things too. That that was part of like that new wave of things back in Cartoon Network in the late 90s.
Yeah.
That kind of transitioned people to what we're doing now with anime being mainstream.
Yeah.
Samurai Jack was like groundbreaking at the time.
Yeah, Samurai Jack, I'd say Naruto was a big one, but also the first time I actually watched like a full anime series, now that I'm actually thinking about it, was Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh yeah.
That was
Which one?
I watched them both, but I started with the first one, and then I watched Brotherhood because they were on Netflix at the time.
Right.
And but I didn't, at that time, I wasn't really in like the whole anime, like, I don't want to say world, but in like the whole anime thing. So I was just like, oh, this is a cool series, and then I left it for years.
Yeah. No, I agree. And Netflix has definitely stepped up their game with that, because it's just easier access now.
Yeah.
There's a whole anime section and subgenre on there. You can just click on it and have access to like all that stuff.
Yeah, and Netflix is doing like some of their own stuff, such as like Baki. I don't think I've seen that, but
Baki is great.
I like Baki, man. Baki was awesome. Really good.
I will say that the most recent series that I saw on Netflix is called Beastars, and I didn't think I would like it at first because I've seen some weird memes, and I was like, I don't know.
I've seen some weird shit.
It seems like,
I will say this: the trailers don't do it justice.
No,
for
they
the
don't.
series, how in depth it goes.
They
and
don't.
Like,
it covers a lot of like big issues, and I didn't think that. I was like, I'm just gonna watch people, or not people, but anthropomorphic animals, in high school.
Yeah.
And then it was like, damn, these are some like deep issues.
Right. It's once you get past the furries, man.
Yeah, that hits you.
Yeah.
It hits you on the face.
That's the first
episode or second
1
episode?
to 4 episodes.
I was gonna say
you're-
first few, yeah.
You're just a little like, I'm uncomfortable.
You're like, am I
but
weird?
then you get into the story and
You're like, okay.
you get into these themes of
yeah, and the
subtle
characters.
racism
It's like, is that Wolf Hawk?
Yeah.
and segregation, all this stuff. It gets really deep.
It's almost like it's honestly, in my opinion, it's like a love story.
It's
It's
a
a
love
whole bunch-
triangle.
it's a whole
yeah.
bunch of
Yeah,
stuff.
it's like
Yeah,
these two
yeah.
people.
I'd say that the surface, that's definitely what it is, but there's a lot more. There's
Oh, yeah.
so many more underlying issues with that kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
thing, though. Like so many more, because I mean, just the racism thing alone could go
Yeah.
the whole series. We wouldn't even need a love interest, but
Honestly,
that does adds to it.
I
obviously.
found myself being more intrigued by the world building. You know what I mean? Like, wow, okay, so you have like carnivores, herbivores.
Right.
This is just high school. Like, what happens like the whole world? You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying like, yeah, the whole black market scene and everything like that. And I was like, wow, this is. I was very intrigued by like that setting.
Right.
Yeah. Well, one you just showed me recently, Andy, was the Tower of God.
Tower of God.
Have you watched that?
I have yet to see
You need
that.
to get on that.
I,
So that-
it is
yeah.
on my list.
So Tower of God. Imagine you know how have you ever seen One Piece?
Yes.
So really good world building. Same idea. Tower of God does really well with world building.
Mhm.
It shows you with every level he goes, every floor
Mm-hmm.
he progresses. You realize this is a huge. This is not your average world, man. Like this is
Yeah.
huge, and it's a super simple story. But even though it's simple, the fact that it has all these themes and the world building, like you said, like that really builds well with this anime. And the animation and music
So
is
what you're saying is
spot
that
on.
world building really builds the world in like a roundabout way.
Yeah, I'm just a fucking woke
Yeah,
dude.
just-
It's fucking.
They just say that, man. Just
hit the
just
blunt.
say that,
Hit the
yeah.
blunt.
Why are we going roundabout? Just hit
Yeah.
me with
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
No, but I definitely do want to see that. I just finished up the latest season of My Hero on Funimation.
Yeah.
And let me tell you,
I'd
A1
say-
animation, just crisp.
I really think that's one of the top 3 in the world right now.
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
was
just as far as marketing and everything else goes. And
And yeah, in shonen anime, they always have something called the big 3.
Mhm.
There's like their top 3 animes right now.
Mhm.
My Hero, so Deku, he's one of the main 3 right now.
right.
So it used to be a few years ago. It was Naruto, Ichigo from Bleach, and Luffy from One Piece.
Yeah.
Now it was Deku was one of them. Tanjiro was in there for a little bit, and it keeps changing.
Was it Boruto
Recently.
maybe?
Boruto's he's not one of the 3,
Okay.
but it's honestly been changing so much in the past few years because of more people get into anime nowadays because it's,
Yeah.
like you guys said, it's so
Yeah, it's
easily
more
accessible.
mainstream.
Yeah.
And there's so many
yeah.
coming out now.
And
too.
those 3, the big 3 end. Well, not One Piece. One Piece will never end, but the other 2, like they ended. You know what I mean? I know Bleach is coming
Bleach
back.
is coming
It's
back
supposed to
up.
come back, yeah.
But Naruto's story wrapped up, and I know they
Yeah.
have Boruto.
Boruto.
But, you
I
know,
don't think Boruto was ever as popular as Naruto.
Man, let me tell you,
See.
so I don't know why I never looked into it, but the first 140 episodes or 139 episodes of Boruto, the animation it's all filler.
yeah, I remember you talking about
But now they have officially started going along with the manga, and the manga of Boruto, I will say it is.
Were they
It
like
is-
diverging from that?
No. I don't know why they split it like that, but I mean, personally, I think 139 episodes of filler.
Yeah,
It's
all-
ridiculous.
that's all.
I will,
Yeah,
I will say,
but yeah, the manga, dude, it gets so much better. I don't want to spoil anything, but wow.
Well, that goes back to like the classic thing, like which one's better, the live action or animation or the book?
yeah,
You know?
I don't know. I it's gonna be hard for me to like Boruto, and not from a like manga or anime standpoint, but just Naruto and like the ending, like the storyline of that, like resonated with me so hard, and like some of my favorite characters, and like I just don't want to give them up. You know what I mean? You're like, give me Naruto and Sasuke like back, during the Great Ninja War, the Fourth Ninja War.
Oh my God!
That's-
Speaking of this,
Yo.
actually, let's
Oof.
bring this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to now that we're
Right.
talking about nostalgic characters like
Yeah.
that. So the episode in Boruto where Naruto and Sasuke go against Momoshiki.
Yeah.
Where they after they fuse.
Ooh.
And I'm not talking the movie version. The movie version is kind of
The movie
whack.
version was okay, but when
the anime version,
ooh,
wow,
like
very like they have references to all different kinds of things in the original Naruto, like, and the whole fight scene. You're talking when Sasuke throws his sword with his foot. Like, I don't know how physics don't explain that.
Happen.
Ninja physics.
But he does that in the tuning exam with the kunai, so there's a clear reference. Or Naruto coming from underneath the ground as a demon wind,
and
Neji. Yeah, from like the Neji fight, and then he comes. It comes as a demon wind, and he poofs.
Just like when he was
fighting Zabuza. So there's a lot of references in that
whole
fight.
thing
It's
was
very beautifully done.
Yeah. Plus the animation was amazing.
Yes.
The music was on point.
As soon as you see Naruto and Sasuke, Naruto's just like, let's get serious.
Those strums start playing.
Once you hear the strums, dog.
He doesn't want a throwback though.
It's about to go down. Oh yeah. Like don't get me wrong, I like Boruto, but that when Naruto and Sasuke finally work together, man, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
But I definitely will say Naruto and Naruto Shippuden will always be like one of my top 3 favorite.
Like we're pretty high up there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
Currently, I know a lot of people think it's just another mainstream shonen anime, but I really enjoyed, and I still do, and I fell in love with Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer's story, Demon Slayer's appeal, animation, music, everything was just.
I do feel like it's got a unique style, especially when they use their like I'll call them ultimate abilities or.
Their breathing techniques.
Yeah. I have not fully caught up, but I've seen a decent amount, and I will say it definitely is. It's definitely got that like shonen look, but it definitely separates itself.
Right. I was gonna say it's very original with that kind of stuff. Too.
Yeah. And
exactly.
The story's amazing. The animation's amazing. They have. Like it's not just one of those shonen anime where it's just like, oh, I'm doing this because, you know what I mean? Like there's, he's doing it for his sister, and I think the relationship. I don't know. It is a very good story.
The 2 for me right now, I think I was talking to you about it. I'm not completely caught up to it, but Black Clover. I started a couple weeks ago.
Of the top. Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's his name?
Asta.
Yes, he's one of the top 3 right now.
Yeah, I really enjoy that. It's a very unique spin with a main character not really having any abilities but still being able to hold his own. And then I'm still catching up, and I'm almost done with JoJo. Diamond is Unbreakable. I'd still say that's my number 1. Right now, it's probably my number 1.
I still have to watch it.
JoJo's
You guys are on
so
me every
great.
day.
Dude,
I have to
honestly,
watch it.
hands down. So, Stardust Crusaders, love it. Always loved it. It's just Jotaro and Dio. Like that's just the whole dynamic between the Joestar family and Dio is fucking awesome.
It's me.
And then you finally get to the climactic, like fucking Dio versus Jotaro. And you got all those people, you approach me, it's fucking
Dio.
amazing.
Yeah.
And then you have
all the memes.
in my personal favorite.
So many.
Yeah, you have my personal favorite, which is Golden Wind, or Golden. Golden.
That's what we should
Golden
It's like
Experience.
the revamp, right?
It's this. It's part 3, part 4. It's the one with Dio's son.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man! Wow.
Not there yet.
I know that one is really amazing, especially towards the end. It's just, he has characteristics of Jonathan, yes, but he also has characteristics of Dio, but not in a way where it's
like too negative.
Right.
Yeah, it's more aggressive.
You gotta watch it, man.
Okay.
It's amazing what they do with that.
Well, this guy needs to watch it.
Yeah, I know. I gotta watch it.
Yeah. Out of anything more, I would say if you just start something now, start JoJo.
I want to finish Demon Slayer. I finally got a copy of my hero. I want to finish Demon Slayer. JoJo's on there. I have a huge list of things that I want to watch.
JoJo next.
Yeah. I mean, and then I have to, I gotta struggle with the rewatching. Like, I could rewatch Cowboy Bebop like every day, and I would be totally fine with that.
Yeah.
But I got a lot on my list. There's just so much, and I like to devote my time to one thing,
right?
Just to get caught up. Because if I do too many times, I'm like, it's like a computer with too many tabs open. I'm like, I gotta focus on one.
Honestly, we could go for so long talking about anime. I mean, we got other animes that aren't so mainstream, right? Well, Food Wars. Did you guys ever watch that?
I have not. No.
Man,
I watched like
Food Wars,
an episode.
Food
I started
Wars it gets good. So you got Food Wars, and then outside of shonen animes that I've really enjoyed were. I know me and you I started showing you this one, Future Diary, man.
Yeah,
you did show me that. Yeah,
Future Diary.
that
one. I enjoyed that one.
That intro still gets me.
Yeah, the Fate series, Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night, Fate all.
That one I finished last year when they came out on Netflix.
Yeah,
I thought was really cool because I'm a big fan of like classical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like throwing in like characters that you fight for you,
right?
But they're like classically like freaking Hercules, like Siegfried, like
remember we were talking about that show Drifters, which has a similar concept. Yeah. Because I've seen that, but I haven't seen any of the Fate series. So I'm like, if I like Drifters, then I'll definitely like the Fate series.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some of the clips and the animation is like.
So the people that my thing about Fate that I love so much is the fight and the animation. Like
it's clean.
They are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the same company that animated Fate was the same company that animated Demon Slayer, which I think plays a huge.
I can see that.
It plays a huge role.
Thinking about it now, the animation style when they're actually fighting and stuff. Yeah,
that plays a huge role for me. Why I love Demon Slayer so much is the animation. That company does.
I will say, have you seen Hellsing Ultimate?
Hellsing Ultimate.
Yes.
That I watched that a few years ago and I was like, yo.
You know what's a really fucked up anime?
What?
Parasite.
Yeah. Oh, I love that one.
Oh my god.
I love that one. That one is so good.
Oh,
it is so good. It starts weird. And it gets weird.
It just gets
weird.
Fucked.
Yeah, but like it's
So
kind of like I'm not gonna spoil anything because you haven't seen it, but it's worth the watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's really good character development.
Well, you got me your Funimation, so I might put that on the list.
Yeah.
So,
but I think
one we've all definitely watched.
Yeah.
Death Note.
Oh, of course, dude. That was the first manga I ever read. The whole thing.
Really?
Death Note's awesome.
Oh yeah, I had well, I didn't have it, but someone that I knew had the whole thing, and they let me borrow it, and I read every single one. Yeah. I was that nerd. I was like, read it backwards from front.
I think we can all agree that the show was amazing.
The show was amazing. The movie was trash. Though. The live action was trash.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that how
the only thing I do like about the movie is William Dafoe as Ryuk.
Oh yeah, he
does. I love that. Yeah, I was like, if there's one thing that I wouldn't change, that is it. Yeah, I heard him. And I was
the movie was definitely terrible. Yeah, terrible. So terrible. Like the Light is such a fucking pussy,
bro.
Like compare him to the anime, where literally within
a minute of having that book, he's just
he is just writing.
You know that scene where he's like spreading justice.
What does he say? He says
Kira.
Something.
He's like,
but he says something.
I forget.
Like he's gonna cleanse the world.
Yeah, and like the music's building.
Yeah. He's just writing. He's killing people. He thinks he's a god. Yeah, that was why I loved it.
Yeah,
I mean, who wouldn't though? I mean, that kind of power.
I loved it because of the mind games between him and Elle and the inner dialogue between the characters.
So every time, that's what I love that anime, because every time you think Elle's gonna catch him, he doesn't catch him.
There's something like that one girl that almost has him.
Yeah.
And then he timed it just right where she...
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh. The thing about this, kid's a high school student, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a genius. He's a genius.
He's a Japanese high school student.
Yeah.
So
that's true. That's pretty much higher,
He did algebra in 3rd grade, man.
Yeah. I definitely... Death Note is definitely a strong one.
Well, let me ask you this. Like, since we're still on the subject, we just got in the movie, so... What was your first animated movie that really kind of set you off?
Animated movie. That's a tough one. So, like... The first animated movie that I saw was when I was in California, and I went to go see Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, and at that time I didn't really keep up with Dragon Ball, but my buddy was really into. He's like, "Dude, let's go see a movie." I watched it. It was fun. I had a good time. But I think the first anime movie that really like hit me, and I know you know what I'm talking about, Andy, is Kimi no Nawa or Your Name. That movie, my buddy, they were talking about all the work. They're like, "Dude, you're gonna cry." I was like.
Look, man, you're about to make me cry right now just thinking about this.
I was like, I'm a man, I'm not going to cry. I watched that. I no shit cried. I'm not even going to lie.
I have watched that movie at least
so
10
many
times.
And
every fucking time that scene where you know, they finally see each other and in the twilight or whatever. And, you know,
she's like, you should write your name so I know who you are.
Motherfucking, what's her name? The girl?
I forget, to be honest.
I
I remember the raw emotions.
Mitsuha.
Me too. What's the dude's name?
Mitsuha.
I gotta look that up now, too.
No, I got it.
Pull it up.
Taki.
That's it, yeah, Taki.
Yeah. So Mitsu, I love the scene when, after the Twilight, Mitsuha, she's out, trying to convince the town, whatever, like, hey, the meteor's coming, whatever, and she falls. And like you said, man, they had told each other before to, like, hey, let's write each other's names to, like, to remember each other's names so we won't forget. And she opens her hand and just says, I love you, man.
It's like,
wow.
And then I think that is also it. But then the scene where later on towards the end of the movie where they see each other on different.
That's
trains.
the scene where he cried.
Yeah, oh, that
one got me.
Because they go on with their lives. They think of it was something that happened. I don't really remember too much about it. And then they lock eyes and you see like it just hits them. Like, who is this person? I don't know who you are, but I know who. I don't know who you are, but at the same time. I know you. And
that made me stand out of my seat, man. I stood up. I was like, "What the fuck?"
And then when they finally see each other, and it just cuts up, beautiful.
No, the way it ends is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It says they're crying. They turn each other. Hey,
may I ask you?
Yeah. He gets her attention. Yeah. Excuse me. May I ask your name? Pans up. Your name, title, music. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Also, to go along with that soundtrack. Amazing.
That was pretty money.
I actually have it downloaded on my phone because it is so good.
Nerd.
Both the movie version and the English version. It is amazing. And speaking of that, so his follow-on work.
Yeah, so Makoto Shinkai, the creator of this movie, right? He has a lot of good movies. A lot of them have hints, or they have cameos from his other movies. So if you watch the next one we're about to talk about. You'll know that they were the characters from Your Name were in this one. Like Justin was saying,
Weathering with You.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, definitely go see it. Again, the music is amazing, soundtrack is on point, and the story is also and there's cameos from the characters.
I'm gonna give a knock to I'll call it the cinematography too, but like the angles he chooses to do in like showing the landscape.
Oh yeah,
especially like in
it's very picturesque.
His food.
Yeah. Food always makes
me. It's the little details that I really appreciate and things like
the
that.
Raindrops.
It's
very picturesque.
Especially in Weathering with You, the raindrops.
Right, that's what I was gonna say.
Very
the attention to the detail. There's like some anime movies. It's like it'll be like the background will be like you can tell it's more like a
generic.
It'll be like a painting, and then the foreground will be like something anime. But you can tell this was like there was a lot of work done in making it look really, really pretty and really
very picturesque.
Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely, and the story was good. I obviously have a bias for Your Name because I saw the movie first, but I will say, and I know you guys want to talk about in Weathering You towards the end. The scene where they're both falling, the music building, everything, where he's trying to find her. Amazing. Amazing.
What does he say? He says,
no, man, I
don't care if we don't have sunshine and it rains every day or some shit.
You're my blue sky. Or some shit like that.
You're my blue sky. And then
they're plummeting
they're into an endless fall. They're just entwined. Yes, and they finally cue the music or the climactic part of the music.
Crescendo.
Yeah. It just.
Oh my gosh! No! Don't even do that! Don't do that!
They start crying.
And then it's the big. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they finally touch each other and they're hugging and falling. It's beautiful, man.
Beautiful. God, man.
So good.
I'm gonna start crying.
I will say this for me at least. Like I said, I'm probably dating myself a little bit more, but the first animated movie that I watched for the first time that really got to me was Princess Mononoke.
Oh, dude.
Classic.
Okay. If we want to get into Studio Ghibli, that's
Studio
a whole other
Ghibli.
thing.
I know, I was going to say, I'm opening the door with that, but I'm just saying, for me, like, watching that, because I'd never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it had, like, because it was the English version that actually had, like, actors, like, voicing it.
Yeah. And they were good. The dubbing was amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And it had like big name actors like Gillian Anderson was like the Wolf Queen.
And I love how it like a lot of his movies tackle big issues. Like Princess Mononoke was very against like industrialism and like taking
the underlying
the underlying issues that you're like wow, destroying nature and the iron makes people or the pig a demon and stuff like that, and how he has to do this to save his clan. I definitely Princess Mononoke will always be. Like, any Studio Ghibli will always be a great movie. Princess Mononoke. I remember, I think I blew a gasket when I found out that Christian Bale voiced Howl in Howl's Moving Castle. You know what I'm talking about? He did,
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God, he did the voice acting for Hal in Howl's Moving Castle. And I heard that, and I was like, I know this voice. And I looked up, I was like, it's fucking Batman. And I like little shit like that. Because I love that movie, Howl's Moving Castle. What's it? Kiki's Delivery Service. Spirited Away.
Yep.
Damn.
All those.
So since now that you said
it's out
Studio
there.
Ghibli films, so actually, yeah, my first movie, anime movie that I watched was a Ghibli film, and it was Kiki's Delivery Service. I used to watch that shit all the time with my brother when we were kids, man.
Yeah, dude. I saw, and now that I hate saying this because I was like, oh, my first anime movie was this, but now I'm actually thinking about it. I saw snippets of Spirited Away in art class, like in high school or some shit, and it was like we had like a day off, and we're like, my art teacher was like, watch this, and I watched like 30 minutes, and I was like, all right, that was cool, but like it was okay. But then like later on, I actually like got into it, and I was like, wow, this is really good. But yeah, any Studio Ghibli movie, I definitely love. I think that the underlying story is amazing. Like Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind.
Right.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Some of them even have like Mark Hamill as a voice actor in them. I forget which
that's
one.
what he did for
Yeah,
a
he
long
did
time.
voice acting a lot. But like definitely the animation was always crisp. Even for like dated movies, I could watch it now. And I would be like, wow, this still holds up in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Today, like the dubbing, the animation, the composition of it, like just from a cinematography standpoint, it's like still good. And I love story, but I also love when anime has really good animation. Like some of my favorite animation is from a series on Netflix. We don't have to talk about the whole thing, but Castlevania,
man.
Yes.
The some of that, just like some of the intro scene where it's like that shaded look, or like some of the fire effects.
One thing I like
animation.
I really appreciate about Castlevania, at least being animation, was it's not overly heavy with the digital stuff, and it blends very well.
Yeah.
Because like things like Berserk,
Mhm.
I didn't like how you straight up have like animation with like a 3D model
Yeah.
in the same frame.
Oh yeah. I didn't like that
really
at all.
don't like
I hated
that.
how they did Berserk, and I'm a huge fan of that story.
It's a good story. Great story.
It's an amazing story. The manga just released a new chapter like a couple weeks ago, so I want them to finish it. But great story. I think just the studio that did, I think 2016, 2017 arc of that just did a horrible job. But yeah, Castlevania, amazing, superb. Voice acting is awesome. A lot of heavy hitter voice actors.
Yes.
I mean, you have the couple of dudes from
Richard Armitage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Richard. He's an amazing voice actor as the Belmont. I love their dynamic. The Belmont and Alucard.
I went through season
Cypher.
2.
Oh,
I binge watched
as
the hell
soon
out
as
of
it
that.
came out. I binge
Yeah.
watched it like that night, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh.
Now I gotta wait for season 3.
I know. That's the
Yeah.
thing is, I love when they give out the whole season at once, but then I watched
Yeah.
it once.
Yeah,
There's,
it's like done.
other shows like The Mandalorian where they do an episode a week, and then they make you wait for it. But like, Netflix, they just.
I would have
throw it out
rather
there.
it come out all at once like that
Oh, yeah.
than have to wait.
Yeah, oh yeah, me too. But then,
Yeah.
then I have to wait even longer. But I definitely would say, definitely Castlevania is a good series, and it's good because it's not for people that want to get into anime, but like don't are like turned off by like super anime things like kawaii blah blah blah. And, like it's you know what I mean? Like 'cause there's some weird tropes in anime that even I like. If I watch like not Kill la Kill, what's the one with the dresses, the life fibers? Which that's Kill la Kill.
That's Kill la Kill.
That's Kill. Yeah. I watch Kill la Kill, and even sometimes I'm like, I'm glad no one's around watching me watch this.
Speaking of stuff like Kill la Kill,
Yeah.
what do you think about cyberpunk stuff?
Oh, I love cyberpunk. Is my favorite, one of my favorite genres. Not only of music, but of like art, like anime, movies, shit like that. Like, have you seen Ghost in the Shell?
Ghost in the Shell.
Classic.
Classic.
I was gonna bring it up.
Part of that movie inspired The Matrix. Like, just think of that, The Matrix.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, there's so many like. You can kind of see they overlap a little bit of the same dynamics.
Yeah, and
like that.
I know the live action with Scarlett Johansson.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, mixed reviews, whatever. I thought that it was a good idea to to bring that to the forefront, but you can't beat the classics. I love the original movie, the theme, just the setting, the world building, all like top tier in my opinion. I know they did a couple follow-on series. I haven't really gone too much into it because it kind of gets very...
Well, as far as like influential movies, and then it's kind of like the same cyberpunk thing. To me, at least, what I consider one of the more influential movies, as far as that aspect goes, would be Akira.
Oh, Akira, yeah. Oh, yeah. Jeez, that's...
And that one came out, I think, 88.
That one came out a long time ago, yeah.
But I mean...
I saw that because I bought the DVD at, like, Best Buy.
It's like one of the granddaddy anime movies.
Honestly, yeah. And
period.
Anyone who hasn't seen it yet, you have to see it. The ending is kind of weird. I think after I saw the ending, I had to Google, like, what the fuck
I had to watch it.
Exactly.
I did have to watch it a couple of times to really kind of start to get it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But, like, also being a little bit older now, because I was, like, pretty young when I saw it the first time.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, whoa, what the fuck is
It
this?
was weird. But I did like his, like, the little dream scenes.
Right.
When he was, like, discovering his powers.
With the little sounds like ding.
Yeah, and, like, the beard.
The kids, like, the kids sounds in the background.
Yeah. Was it laughing or something? Yeah. It's kind of creepy at first. But I definitely say Akira is definitely a really good one. Ghost in the Shell is a classic. Cyberpunk. What other... I'm trying to think, now that we're talking about it.
Cyberpunk? Are you trying to stay there or just in general?
Anywhere, I mean...
Sword of the Stranger, bud.
Oh,
Sword of the Stranger.
That's a little bit newer.
That is newer, newish, but getting off the Cyberpunk, which is fine. But Sword of the Stranger, I will say, I watched that movie because it was on Funimation, and I was like, I've never heard of this. It's a movie, let's throw it on. And the ending fight scene, it's only about 2 minutes, right? But it's like one of the best animated.
But with the blonde guy?
With the blonde dude and the European dude and the stranger.
Yep.
And it's literally, because some fights in anime are like, you throw a couple throw a couple blows. Oh, you're so powerful, I need to use this attack, blah, blah, blah. But no, none of that. They're like two warriors that know what...
Just sheer willpower.
Just willpower, and they just go at it for 2 minutes straight.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you who wins, but it's like... But the movie in general is also very good. It's, good relatable characters. It's not overly long, but it's not super short. It leaves it kind of like an open ending where you don't know. It leaves it on a cliffhanger. But overall, like, really good characters, really good motivations. It's not just one of those that just has a bunch of gratuitous fight scenes to have a bunch of gratuitous fight scenes, which those are fine. We all have guilty pleasures.
It is a good, there's nothing wrong with good hack and slash.
Yeah, exactly. But like sometimes
people nowadays want a little more depth.
No, what you're talking about is fucking the latest Dragon Ball Z movie, the Super one with Broly.
Oh my gosh!
Literally, the first 5 minutes maybe are like introduction of characters,
and then just go
from that point to the very absolute end of that movie. It's just powering up and just fighting.
Yeah, it's like how many?
It is one giant fight scene.
All in all, I think we can all agree that that's 99.9% of Dragon Ball.
Agreed, but I mean, there's a little bit more character development in the anime, at least a little bit. I'm not saying a lot.
Back in the day, like Vegeta's arc and all that shit.
I mean,
it's been a while since they've had something like that, though.
Right. Yeah. No. So Super was great, especially the arc with where they had the Tournament of Power with the universes.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. I loved it. Great. The movie with Broly. I love the animation. I'll give you that. I love the way it was done. I don't like that it was a giant fight scene. But I mean, who doesn't love? Who doesn't love
Dragon Ball? Yeah,
who doesn't love fucking? Fucking Saiyans
super bro, like massive
fighting,
that have more muscles than any human anatomically.
Dude, Broly is just ridiculous. Like, this man shouldn't be alive, man.
No, he should not.
He is.
He'd have like 3 hearts to pump all that.
Defies physics,
No, but I will say I think Dragon Ball's kind of dropped off recently. And nothing against it. I just think that it's like because it's so popular now.
Well, it's one of those things where I think me and you were talking about this. How it's essentially the same thing over and over and over, as
like
opposed
the power
to
scaling issue,
right?
All that shit.
And that was the kind of thing. Like I think you talked about me about this one. How JoJo, back in like the 90s or 80s, had to revamp that, and instead of just being able to fight, they have now their stands, and that's how they kind of like circumnavigated burning out. There's so many everybody else. So go ahead.
Yeah, the creator of JoJo, he makes it. Every time he makes a new part to the series. He changes it up on purpose. He doesn't like keeping the same thing.
Which makes sense. You gotta you're keeping the overall.
You gotta keep it fresh.
Like, not story, but the overall like themes and whatnot. But you're mixing up a little bit. Because there are animes that like Dragon Ball that have kind of like I don't want to say dragged on, but like it's like okay,
yeah, they're limping along.
he's
but
gonna
it's the same
be
storyline.
defeated, and then he's gonna find something, and then
You
he's gonna be power
get
up,
stronger.
and then Goku's gonna get it, then Vegeta's gonna get it, and then blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
I think another thing that kind of defeats Dragon Ball is like people can't really die because you have the Dragon Balls.
Yeah.
There's no real fear in that.
There's like heaven and like
yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
You just get like a cool halo, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh, let's wish him back.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, or we just gotta go down this long
It's
bridge.
gonna be like Call of Duty Warzone where you're in the gulag.
Dude, you remember, speaking of video games, what's that, Sword Art Online? So Sword Art Online,
my gosh.
That was a good one.
I love
that was a good one.
I love season 1.
Mm.
I thought it was weird when they went to like the little pixie world or fairies or whatever they were.
Alfheim Online.
Yeah,
they were-
Don't
they
know
were-
why I know
he
that.
went
but
to yeah. Don't ask.
Don't ask.
But
ask me no questions. I'll tell them the
yeah.
lies. You know.
like it was cool. You know, he had to go find his girl or whatever. That's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
But
The first one.
the season 2 where when he's a girl and it's a gun Gale Online.
Yeah, the gun game. Yes.
Oh my!
With the
fucking
lightsaber sword
God,
thing.
man.
Yeah, he's like so
Dude,
fast.
The ending to that where it's where
With
he's
Death
like
Gun.
where he has to find his friend.
Oh,
and she's
Mhm.
literally about to be fucking raped.
Yeah.
Man. It's crazy.
They definitely so the first one where they were trapped in that world and like there was like life or death consequences. It was okay, and then took the second one to Alfheim where his Asuna, I think, where she was being kept by that one creepy dude.
Yeah.
They were like, all right, you're kind of getting some creepy territory.
Yeah.
And then they kind of maxed it up a little bit with the next one, the Gun Gale, where it got a little creepy. And I was like, all right, there's some weird shit going on.
So,
I'm not
honestly-
sure how I feel about this.
honestly, season
but I want
one-
to watch more of it.
Yeah, honestly, season 1 what got me was episode 1 where he realizes this I can die.
Oh yeah, I can't leave and I can die. Yeah.
So that's what got me. Like it's an anime about like being in a game
Virtual
online. That's
world,
cool.
yeah,
Whatever. Yeah. I like the idea.
Yeah.
But you add that little salt,
Yeah.
little sprinkle
Yeah.
of if you die,
Yeah.
you die.
I will say, you gotta put respect in my boy's name. He kept calling himself the Black Swordsman, and in my eye, there's only one Black Swordsman, and that's Guts. I'm just saying,
Guts.
all the way, easy. What was that dude's name from Sword Art Online? What was the main character?
Oh shit! Oh,
I know he just
it's
kept
been
calling
a
himself the
hot
Black.
minute.
Yeah,
It's been
but
a
like
hot-
in my heart, I'm like, all right, Guts is a real Black Swordsman. That dude has been through so much in his life.
But
True story.
great mentions. Hunter x Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, great. You guys probably haven't seen it, but Haikyuu is a volleyball anime.
No, you keep telling me
Yeah,
about that.
it's really good, man. I love the way, like, I've never been the guy to watch sports anime, but
Yeah.
this is the one and only that I've watched so far, and man,
It's good.
the way the character development of the main character, Hinata,
Mhm.
and the dynamic he has with the rival,
Mhm.
his rival, which they're in the same team or whatever, and it's just, wow. And then the way they animate the spikes, the games, everything. Honestly, I was watching it, and I don't know much about volleyball at all. But I was like, there's no way this stuff happens in real life. I looked it up. This stuff actually happens. Like, shit like hitting the ball last minute with their fucking foot.
Yeah.
That shit happens.
Like, damn.
Yeah, man,
But
it's
obviously,
crazy.
like, anime slow. I think one of the things anime slows down moments and really like because real life, you can't stop time.
Right.
But they can do that in that medium of art, which is why it's kind of so interesting.
Another honorable mention for me, at least. I just found out Hulu has it. Is I don't know if one of you guys have ever watched this, but Samurai Champloo.
I started the
Yeah.
first like not 2 seasons, but I started like the first 2 episodes,
Mhm.
and I was really intrigued by it. I have to watch. I haven't.
Yeah.
I dropped off on it, but it's on my list.
It's been around for a while, but I just like the whole, like, where the American music and Japanese music meld with the rapping and stuff like that.
It's
That's
kind of
really
like
cool to
it's
me.
very
Yeah.
reminiscent of like Afro Samurai.
I think
like
it
the two of those are
I
like
think
they're
it
like
came out before Afro actually, and it kind of influenced that.
Okay, yeah,
But
it could be. I don't know
but,
the timeline of
yeah.
things.
Afro Samurai, the honorable mention, obviously.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
As
You know what's a really good anime?
what?
Devilman Crybaby.
Oh, dude.
I forgot about that.
Devilman
Damn it.
Crybaby.
That came out
Whoa, just a few
last
years
year?
ago.
I remember I was
Just a
in,
few
I was in
years
my
ago.
room and
It was a Netflix original.
It was on Netflix. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let's see. I've never heard of this series before. I knew it was like an older one because I like Googled it, like Devilman, and I watched it. And you know what caught me is the dude's rapping, like that first episode. I was like, yo, this is clean. The animation is a little weird to get used to at first.
Yeah.
And there's some dark subjects that get
Dude,
involved.
it's very dark.
Dude,
It's
the
very
theme.
sexual. But I know.
The whole story
The whole
about that,
story,
man.
yeah.
With Lucifer and like what makes humans,
Yeah.
man, and just like
Very
the
dark and very
actual
graphic.
personification of like demons, like
Yeah.
with like sinning and stuff, and like losing faith in humanity, and like
Yeah.
and Akira, he literally had the strongest demon of all, but he was
Mhm.
the most human,
Yeah.
the most human,
Yeah.
and that's all he shared was love and compassion. And
It was one of those that I finished it and it kind of left me a little fucked up. I was
yeah,
like,
the
I
ending is
little
so
bit.
fucked.
I was like,
Little bit,
I
yeah.
need to watch something happy now. Like,
Yeah,
fuck,
so-
It really did a 180 away from the original like manga and TV show from the 70s, I think.
okay, I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
It's old school,
Yeah.
dude. Because that came out around the same time, I think, Robot 007?
Yeah.
Oh my
Or
gosh.
Android,
Oh,
Android,
shit.
Android
Yeah.
007,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
You know what's another old one that I'm not sure if you got? Neon Genesis.
Neon Genesis.
Yes.
Evangelion. Oh,
Yeah.
Evangelion.
It made me say,
That
yeah,
was-
that's
I didn't watch that.
that's on Netflix too.
Yeah, my sister watched the
Yeah.
whole thing, and I've watched a couple episodes. Amazing. I grew up with like, I didn't grow up with, but I watched a couple of like Gundam back when I think they were on Toonami too.
Yeah, they were on
It was one of
the
those things
Gundam Wing.
Yeah,
Gundam
I would
Wing.
like throw it. It would be like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock,
Mhm.
and I'd be like, my dad would be like, go to bed. I'm like, oh fuck you, and like I'd throw it on. I'd be like, whoa, there's people in mech suits fighting.
One thing I
Holy
thought
shit.
was real interesting about that anime was that they actually went back and made additional episodes to kind of retcon because people were so upset at the ending of the
Neon
original.
Genesis? Oh yeah, I heard about that.
There's two separate
Yeah.
ending episodes like
Yeah.
that.
It's
And
like
I
the
was like-
end of Evangelion and like something else. and-
Yeah, and then there's like regen or something like that.
Yeah.
And people were so mad
Oh yeah.
at them for like basically killing off everyone in
Yeah.
the last episode of the original.
And they're like, all right, you
They're
guys
like,
have to fix
okay,
this.
don't send in death threats
Yeah,
anymore.
we'll
Like,
fix
we'll
it.
fix it. Yeah, it's
We'll
like it's
fix it,
cool. It's
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
I mean, that just goes to show how much power like the fans have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if people will listen,
Yeah.
no matter how long it takes.
Absolutely.
Do you guys remember, like, these are some old, and like super old, but they were on Toonami all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Zatch Bell?
I never saw
It was
that.
like this little kid thing that had powers. Anyways, this high schooler got a hold of his book. He was sent this book and this kid from his father, and it was this little red book, and he had this little blonde kid, and his name was Zatch, and only that teen I forgot his name, but he can read spells from this book.
Huh.
And as the story progresses, and that he develops as a person, so does Zatch, and he develops more spells. And there's like it's this whole thing, man. It's so sick.
I know.
Zatch Bell.
I've heard of it before.
Yeah.
Bobo, you remember that one?
Bobo. That sounds so familiar.
Bobo. Yo, that was
You got
so
me thinking
fucking
like
fun.
Mojo Jojo.
But,
Girls.
I just want to name off some honorable mentions that
Oh,
I could go on and on
Another
about,
one
but
for
I'm not
me
going to.
that I really enjoyed that had a unique animation style was actually kind of big. Steam Boy.
Never watched.
I don't know if you guys ever saw that one, but it takes place in a world where instead of like gasoline and like oil, steam was the major power, and they had figured out a way to compress it, and it powered everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'd
it
say-
kind of gets kind of
I'd say
interesting.
a couple honorable mentions from me would be Attack on Titan.
Right. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy, so good. One Punch Man, just because it like if I need to watch something that makes me laugh, and like I watch that just because of Saitama is like obviously he's like OP as fuck,
Right.
But he
That's
doesn't
the lore.
care. That I know
Yeah.
that's the funny he's like it's like it knows like tropes of anime
Yeah, it
and like
pokes fun.
pokes fun at those things where
It's like a reversal, if anything, because like the main character is good and more powerful than anybody else.
Yeah.
by
Oh, yeah.
far.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say another one, Berserk, but I'm not gonna say the 2016, 2017 ones. The old ones from like the 90s that cover the Golden Age arc and the movies on Netflix that cover the Golden Age arc.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend those. The ending, which is the eclipse, it is super dark, but it really sets up the story for the Black Swordsman arc, which I wouldn't watch the series that's like the CG one because it's so bad.
Yeah.
That's something that's like strictly read the manga. This story, I mean, you can ask anyone. Like Berserk is one of my favorite stories. Of, like
It's
all
really
time.
good. Oh, Vampire Hunter D.
Oh, that one is
Yeah,
that
both
one
the
is
movies.
old. Yeah,
Both the
that one
movies,
is.
You
yeah.
said
old.
D, and I thought of High School DxD.
Oh my god.
yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot about the Vampire Hunter D. For me, especially like the newer movie, I thought was very good. The animation in that is super clean, super hyper detailed. Also,
I think personally, I'm just gonna name these off. Darwin's Game is good. Mob Psycho 100.
Ooh, Mob
Very good.
Psycho!
Very
I
good.
love that one. Especially, I've never heard a song, or not a song, but someone that can make the kazoo sounds so
good.
dope.
Yeah,
like when he goes 100, whatever, and you hear the bzzz, I was like, yo, this is about an animation, the fluid. Oh man,
The Promised Neverland, dude. That one is so fucked, dude. You gotta watch that one. Parasite's good. Yeah, Gene Tama, that one's really good. That's actually one of my top 5 animes. Akame ga Kill.
Okay.
Akame ga Kill. Yeah. Great fucking anime.
I would say another really good anime movie. This one kind of is a little sad. It's called Wolf Children. I'm not sure if you guys have seen that.
I've heard of that.
It is really good. I didn't think I would like it, but it is one of those that pulls on your heartstrings at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And the premise is not weird, but the premise is interesting, and it's so good. It's about just real quick. I'm not gonna spoil anything. It's about a man and a girl, whatever. They get married. Turns out the dude's a werewolf, and they have kids. And then it's about their kids, raising the kids.
Yeah.
But the kids also are shapeshifters, and tragedy strikes, and
of course
they have to deal with everything, and it's about them growing up. It's a really good I don't want to say feel good movie, but if you're kind of sad on this quarantine hours and you want to sit with a tub of ice cream and you've already seen Your Name and Weathering with You, I definitely recommend that one.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we could also go on for another, like I said, hour or so about just whatever anime we enjoy and love, but I'd also be interested to hear any comments that you guys want to leave in the comment section or anything like that, or message us. Let us know if we missed anything.
Yeah. Anything that you guys want us to look at or review.
Yeah, future episodes or anything like that. Just drop us a comment or anything like that. So, but thank you for joining us. This is episode 3. Like I said, we've had special guest D.
Hello, thank you for having me.
And Andy.
Hello.
Yep. And that's it for this week. Thanks guys for listening. See you around next time.